We're talking Crestwood Cross Country here in the John Mendola Show. We're at our Carol and Janelle in the takeaway kitchen. Robert Moulton, the head coach. Coach, let's talk about this year's squad. Where you at number-wise, and how you guys feeling right now early in the season?
We have about 10 boys and girls on varsity, and our junior high program has really picked up over the last year. So we're feeling good. Much younger team for varsity, but we should be able to compete, and we'll get there in the next couple of years.
Let's talk about over on the ladies' side. Who's going to lead Crestwood this year?
So we have Molly DeMarzo. She's a freshman coming up. Last year as an 8th grader, she was undefeated and did really well. So we're looking for big things from her, and also Liz Katolka. She's a senior girl who a big leader on the team and really has worked hard all summer in the last couple of years. So we're expecting some big things there too.
Let's head over to the guys' side. What kind of talent do you have there?
To start off, Kyle Price should be leading the way. He made states last year as a freshman, and looks to continue making his way up to towards the top, and still has a lot more time. And then Aiden Mertz and a lot of other 10th graders should be right in the mix there.
You talk about training. Obviously, the kids have to come into camp in shape. So I'm sure you meet them back in the late spring, and say, hey, here's what you need to do all summer. So when August comes around, you're going to be ready. Yeah. So I mean, really, we say the season starts once the season's over. Starting in the winter, we're training, and then track season, we're going, and then all summer. There's just a 2-week break at the end of track, and then we start back up doing the summer training, hitting up all the miles. So just working hard to get to the top. Let's talk about some of the competition in the league, and you go at it in a team approach, but ultimately you'll come down to an individual approach at some point as well. So take us through who some of the teams you like competing against. We enjoy competing against Hazleton. They always have a good team, and we're with them every meet, so that's always good. And there's tons of other good teams that are ahead of us that we're trying to catch, and then behind that we're trying to stay ahead. So it's a nice, in cross country it's always nice. The kids are always great, so it's competitive, but at the same time everyone wants to help each other and run well. So some of the differences with cross country maybe compared to long distance running with track and field and how you train for it. Talk a little bit about your approach as a coach, a young coach, and saying, okay, this is what we need to do. And usually in northeastern Pennsylvania, those hills tend to benefit our runners here. Yeah, so hills are a big part. We try and keep the mileage. I try and keep the mileage down a little bit just so I don't wear them out through high school, so then college they're ready to go still, because a lot of times people get worn out. But we try and really keep them working hard and knowing what it's about. And again, like you said, the hills are a big part. So. Coach Moulton, great to catch up with you. Hope you have a lot of success this season. Thank you. Molly DeMarco joining us here on the John Mendola Show. She's from Crestwood, just a freshman, and boy, you had a sensational junior high track season. Yeah. We'll talk a little bit about working hard and just being able to get it done. You were ripping the miles off pretty good.
Yeah. Well, this summer we had a tough training schedule, so we'd all meet up together to do like team runs and stuff like that. So I think just running together and everyone just working hard and just trying to get better for the next season. Talk about
listening to your body, and obviously I'm sure you listen to your folks, you listen to your coaches, all the different factors that go into running, and kind of know that, hey, I need to be sharp. But do you feel like you're always at your best?
Not always. I mean, most of the time I try to run like hills, and then some days I'd run like on level. But when maybe your knees are hurting or stuff, just make sure to like take a break, and yeah.
Favorite running shoe you wear?
I wear Asics. They're my favorite.
All right, cool. Just a random question we'll throw at you with your running shoes. Let's talk a little bit about your family. You have a big one. 3 brothers. Yeah. One older, a couple of younger. So take us through your family.
My older brother, he plays football, and he starts on the JV team for Crestwood. My middle brother does soccer, and my youngest brother does football and hockey.
Math and science, couple subjects you do well at.
Yeah.
Carrying like a 4.0.
Yeah.
That's pretty darn good.
Thank you.
Talk about taking the academics seriously.
Well, I think you just need the balance of working hard in school and your sports. and I think sports just help you balance the academics. So just make sure that you just make time for both of them and just work hard.
When you show up at a track and field meet or a cross-country meet, do you care who you're running against? Say, oh, wow, I know that person's good, or do you just run your race?
Normally, I just try to run my race, but I always try to see if there's competition and just see that if there's someone better than me, that maybe I could stay with them and try to run a better race and try to push them too. So
your success on the junior high level, you were beating a lot of the boys, or most of the boys, most of the races. Just talk about that drive that you had, saying, listen, I want to get this mark in the mile, or I want to do this in the 2 mile. Talk about where that came from.
Yeah, that was kind of hard because throughout the meets, I didn't really have anyone to push me. So I either had to run with the boys or just run with the varsity boys at practice. So I think that just finding someone to push you is important, but you just have to set like your own marks and just slowly work towards them. But yeah.
Big goals ahead for you academically. What do you want to do with your career?
I actually want to be a doctor and go on a scholarship to college. So.
And as far as obviously you'd like to continue running.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have any ideas right now as to what kind of school you want to go to?
I'm not sure right now. I'm looking at North Carolina.
All right. Well, that'd be a nice school to go to.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
for sure. Well, we wish you the best, Molly. Great to catch up with you.
Thank you so much.
Elizabeth Kotulka is with us from Crestwood here on the John Mendola Show, and we're talking about the cross-country team. It's your senior year, so talk about your leadership with this group of guys and girls.
So I've been a captain on this team for the past 2 years, and especially with this sport, I noticed that a lot of the kids that come in, it can be very intimidating, especially with the name of cross-country. So being able to help out the younger kids and have them realize that it's all not that bad, and that we're just there to have a good time and run around, and I really like bringing more people in, and everyone normally responds really well to the program.
Let's talk about your work ethic and how many miles you're putting in over the summer to prepare for the season.
During the summer, we normally increase in mileage throughout the year, and at the end of the summer, we're running 35, 40 miles a week. So that's running 6 days a week and 1 day off.
Big family. Take us through what everybody's up to and who they are.
My brother and my sister both live in Richmond, Virginia. They both have jobs down there. My brother as a computer engineer and my sister's a nurse. They're both doing really well. And my other sister goes to Penn State University. She just started her sophomore year.
Everybody's doing some great stuff. Math and physics, a couple of your favorite subjects. You're ranked 7th in your class. Talk a little bit about for you that future. What's next for you?
I'm really interested in going to Penn State to pursue engineering. I really enjoy solving problems, and I really like learning new stuff.
Let's talk about a role model, Amy Beatty, a coach.
My coach, Amy Beatty, she ran all through college, and she was valedictorian of her class. She's just really inspiring and helps us all to realize what you can achieve inside and outside of the sport.
Got a pretty talented freshman in Molly coming up here at cross country. What are you expecting out of her?
We're not really expecting anything out of her, just to do her best, and we're hoping that she could help the team a little bit and bring a bit more energy.
Well, great to hear. It sounds like you got a great academic career ahead of you, and we wish you the best in spring in track and field as well.
Thank you.
Kyle Price joining us from Crestwood, talking about the cross-country team. And Kyle, let's talk a little bit about all the training you put in for the season.
I put in a lot of training. I pretty much run all year round, occasionally not in the winter because I get really busy. If I'm not running, I end up getting really lazy. I try to hit up one of my friends, try to get them to run with me, so it's almost you run together, so it's more people run.
Do track and field as well, distance there too?
Yeah, mile to mile, 400 occasionally.
Older brother Dylan, tell us a little bit about him.
Well, Dylan, he does track, he does pole vault. He made the states or districts for pole vault last year. I think he got 9 feet, maybe a little higher, I'm not positive about that. He's going to be a senior this year, and he's pretty much my personal taxi.
That's good to hear. Math and science, couple subjects you're good in, 3.9 grade point average. Let's talk about the next step for you, what you want to do. And again, that's a few years away, but what are you thinking?
I'm thinking about being a veterinarian. UC Davis is really good, but I'll most likely go to a younger, an easier college, get the couple years done, then go over there.
What are your ties to UC Davis as far as whether you know anybody there, or just something you looked it up? Good veterinarian school. All right, that's pretty interesting and pretty specific. Let's talk about some role models in your life.
Well, I really have one role model, and that's Jared Costco. He's very, he's very supplemental, and he understands how to work with your body and actually go with form in runnings. And Robert Moulton, because he pushes me to go more towards myself and go further in life.
Furthest run you've ever done?
I did a half marathon Scranton, but that's the furthest official run that I ever ran. But I've ran a 27-miler on my own.
How many hours did that take?
No idea. Way too much.
Talk about just listening to your body and knowing, what you have to do and replenishing yourself, whether it's with water or some good food, what you try to do.
I try to eat as many carbohydrates as you can before meet, and then afterwards, as much food as I can get. I don't really care what it is, it's just whatever I'm in the mood for. And I don't hydrate that well. I know I really should, but I don't drink that much water.
All right. Well, hey, we all need to work on something, so that'll be your little thing. Kyle, I hope you have a nice season, and thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Aiden Mertz joining us here on the John Mendola Show, continuing the conversation with the Crestwood Cross Country Team. Aiden, let's talk about how your summer went, how many miles you were putting in.
Summer was good. I went on a few vacations, but other than that, I did a lot of running, and didn't keep track of exactly how many miles, but did quite a few.
What excites you about this season?
This season, I'm really excited for the season because we have a good group of varsity runners. It's going to be nice. We have a few good guys.
Talk about Coach Moulton and what he expects of you, lays the parameters down, how many miles you're putting in.
Yep. Well, he's a good coach. He keeps us on our toes and keeps us doing a lot of miles. And him especially, he makes us do more miles than the others, which is a good thing. Like he keeps our endurance really good.
What do you like about cross country?
Cross country, it's probably my favorite sport because it takes a lot of work. Anybody can do it, but as long as you put in the hours, anyone can do it. Like that's all there is to it. You have to run.
You're involved in track and field as well, so you have a spring sport. How about during the winter? You're still putting on the miles?
Yep, that's exactly what I do. Is cross country in the fall. Over the winter, I just run lots and lots of miles, and then that puts me in good condition for track.
You like bio at school? Talk about why.
I don't know. My grandfather, he has his master's in biology, and it's just my favorite subject. I have a lot of family interests.
Let's talk about your family. You have a big one. Them rooting you on at a meet or supporting you.
My little brother, he's been running. His first cross country season was last year. This is his second. I'm really proud of him. Isaac Mertz, he's doing really well. And then I have a couple of other siblings too. I've got an older brother, Derek, who he doesn't do many sports, and then the two younger ones, they're too young at the moment.
Car wash as far as your team bonding? Talk about that.
Well, every fall we do a car wash as a fundraiser, and I don't know, it's just a lot of fun. Everybody gets out there in swimming trunks and stuff and wash cars.
How about your goals for this year, Aiden? What are some things that you would like to accomplish?
I would just like to do really well as a team. Like, if everybody can pitch in a good amount of work, we can do really well. There's a chance we go to states, and that would be wonderful.
Well, I hope you have a successful season. Very nice to meet you, Aiden.
Thank you. You too.